as I said, this is a show wherein we get dentalpreneurs, dentists who are entrepreneurs who have explored their options as entrepreneurs and who have seen success in their journeys. As well as we also bring entrepreneurs from different professions or different walks of professions, different entrepreneurs, to share their journeys, to understand where they have started, what they are doing right now, and how they have started their journeys, and going forward what they are doing right now, and what are the services and what are the products they are offering, wherein we dentists can pick up and associate or collaborate going forward with them. So today we have with us a very distinguished guest amongst us, that is Dr. Lakshmi Chandra, who is the CEO of Lakshmi's Dental Finishing School.
Thank you so much, Dr. Karthik, for having me here. So, like the journey you told me about dentalpreneur, your ideas, it was great. So happy to be here today.
It's always a pleasure having you on our show. And let me just give our audience a brief introduction about what Lakshmi's Dental Finishing School is all about.
Sure.
So the Dental Lakshmi's Finishing School was started with the goal that every dentist deserves to be able to run a profitable dental clinic. The school imparts training on both technical and business skills, especially for dentists in India. Just give us a brief idea about what this is all about and what are you trying to teach dentists going forward in your platform.
Sure, doctor. So Ldfs it's famously known as Ldfs, Lakshmi Dental Finishing School. So here it's basically a platform where we can give the finishing touches to the dentist, because as a dentist I have also gone through that same journey, that after graduation I started working. So that even after working, we don't have those business skills, how to improve our clinic, how to use the digital media, how to use the digital online presence and all those things. So we in Ldfs try to give them those benefits. We give them those finishing touches by which they can use the videos, and there are a lot of material which we give. They can use those things and become and create a successful practice. So our motto is to create as much possible, as many dentists, reach as many dentists and help them create a successful practice. That's the motto of Ldfs.
That's awesome. That's really good. It's a great initiative rather. So when you're talking about Dr. Lakshmi, and when we talk about Dr. Lakshmi being an expert in all this things, let's just understand briefly about what her journey has been and what makes her an expert when she's talking about creating a platform for dentists, talking about more about being a social media inclusive dentist.
So like every other dentist, my journey is, I don't think different. It's similar to them. Okay. So after my graduation, I joined Dr. Sir's clinic. He was my first guru. So his clinic was a posh clinic in Kharghar in Mumbai. So there I learned about the perfectionism, how to communicate well, because there it was a 15-year-old practice, and the patients there were about upper class and upper middle class people. So they were not price sensitive, but they were sensitive about the kind of approach which we gave them. So there I learned about how you should communicate well, how we can, we used to spend around 1 hour for every patient. We used to make them understand what we are doing, why is it required, and all those things, gain their confidence. So I learned a lot of things from there. After that, I joined Dr. Samida ma'am's clinic, which was a 25-year-old clinic. So the footfall there was huge. We used to get around 40 to 80 patients a day. So in fact, I remember that one day we have reached around 100 patients also. So the kind of practice was totally different there. Both the clinics had, it's a north and south pole kind of thing. So I understand. Then I learned about that how to deliver the perfect treatments, and that too fast, because we used to get only 15 to 20 minutes with each patient. So we used to deliver quality treatment but fast. And those patients were little price sensitive because they were from the lower strata and the middle strata. So that's how we started interacting. I learned so many things from both the clinics. And after that, I got married, I shifted to Bangalore, and I started my own practice here. I thought those things were enough for me to, make a successful clinic by myself. When I started practicing, in the starting few months, I got a lot of growth. It was an exponential journey. It was like we reached around the break even within 3 months, and
Okay,
we
that's good.
reached the first goal also within 8 to 9 months.
Okay.
But the journey after that was something which is worth discussing today, and which I think everybody
Surely,
is also
surely.
facing.
Definitely,
Because
yes.
after a few months, you also must have been practicing, right, doctor?
Sure, sure,
So
sure. We are practicing, yes.
you can relate to these kind of problems which
All of
on
us dentists can relate to your journey, yes.
yeah. So after 8 to 9 months of my practice, I came to a stage where I was having a growth, but not at the exponential rate. Like it was little stagnant.
Okay,
And
okay.
as I had the old school of thoughts at that time that the dental camps and the word of mouth was enough. We should not use ads and all those things. I'm still against that. I'm not saying ads in the unethical way, but online presence is a important thing nowadays. We
Definitely,
can't
yes.
ignore that. I wasn't aware of those things. I was doing whatever. Whenever I get some idea, I'll do that and then leave it. I wasn't continuous in those efforts. I used to feel that okay, word of mouth is enough to gain that experience and make my clinic successful and all those things. So,
Great, great, great.
so at
Yeah,
that time,
yeah.
yeah, tell me.
Sorry. So, what happens is like to say about Dentapreneurs team. When you talk about Dentapreneurs team is about how you discover an opportunity, how you go about reskilling in that opportunity, or making yourself acquainted with the discovered skill, and going ahead and collaborating this thing and learning from someone else who is an expert in that. So that is the kind of a thing that Dentapreneurs stands from. And we have picked Dr. Lakshmi today because we have related to the journey. We have the theme that we have today as discovering, reskilling, and collaborating. The same journey is what Dr. Lakshmi has taken. So my questions next to Dr. Lakshmi would be on the same lines.
Yeah.
First of all, I would want to know, how did you discover that this was the necessity for every dentist going forward?
Okay, so I'll tell you. So when I started facing those problems, which I just described, that the growth rate was okay. I was having a stagnant growth. I was not having an exponential growth. That time I started searching online and started reading so many things. I found there are two ways by which we can upscale.
Okay.
That one was the practice management training programs which were available, and the other thing was the digital marketing media which was available. The problem with both which I faced was the practice management trainings which were there that were very costly at that time for me. So after investing so much money in your venture, so starting the clinic and then the infrastructure, everything, and then again spending the X amount, big huge amount, was something which, until I have some guarantee or some reason to believe that okay, this will work 100%, I won't go into it. So I think it's difficult for us to convince ourselves that we should take up that. That was one difficulty. And the other was in the digital marketing medium. There were so many technology sector people who used to approach our clinic. Everybody must have experienced that thing. They'll come to our clinic, they'll say we'll do the website designing, SEOs in this much amount, X amount, 10,000, 20,000, etc. The problem was what we are expecting and what they are providing was never on the same page, because we never understood the technology. We have, I think, for 15 years I have left the technology sector far behind. I knew technology by only the Facebook and YouTube little bit, that's it, nothing else. So learning the SEOs and all, it was a bouncer for me at that time. I didn't understand.
A lot of dentists also, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. So in fact, I tried one digital marketing firm, but what they delivered, I wasn't happy with. And what I was asking them to deliver, they were not okay with delivering that. So there was a lot of issues. So I personally, gone through that phase where I tried a lot of things and didn't work out. That's the time when I started collaboration. I started consulting Mr. Shyam. So Mr. Shyam is the co-founder of Ldfs. We both together have started it. And at that time, he was doing the business consultations also, because he has a 12 years experience in technology sector. and he has done IM MBA from IM Ahmedabad. So he had a background where he can understand the business and all those things. So, and he was my brother also. So I, took his help, and he when he started consulting my clinic, I understood a lot of things that are there, which we ideally should know when we are doing the, in college or something. There should be a subject for that.